The video that I will be bringing you today is a tutorial on the charge. The charge is a very basic trick, like many of the tricks that I teach, but it's also probably one of the most important because instead it's not, you need to think of it as like a power source. Instead of like the actual charge, it's like a battery charge. It creates momentum for all of your other tricks, sort of like the Sonic here, and then it's also used in the twisted Sonic and many other tricks. The way that you perform it is by placing the pencil or pen. I would suggest starting with your middle fingers, in between your ring finger and your middle finger, and you place it sort of at alignment with your hand, pointing outwards, and up. You place it up near your thumb, but not too far up. You want it about here. And what you then do is apply pressure, downward pressure, sort of so that you're creating this momentum here in this direction. And what you'll be doing is pulling your hand away, sort of, and getting this nice little flick with your wrist so that it comes to here. And from this point, you'll see that my middle finger is pointed slightly towards me, just a little bit, and that my ring finger is pushed away just a little bit, so that you're getting sort of the seesaw motion here that I always talk about, but you're also combining it with this twist created from the energy pushing down against that flap on your skin, and you're combining those two into this nice motion here. Once you get to this certain point, you want to switch the position of the fingers I was talking about before. Bring your ring finger slightly towards you and your middle finger slightly away from you compared to before. And you're going to bring that down, and it's going to reach about this point again. It's hard to do to break it down because you need to have that momentum to carry it all the way through. And you're going to come back to the stage, and you're going to keep doing it just over and over. And once you get this down, it's going to be a lot easier to get all sorts of tricks down. Just keep practicing. This is one that I struggled with, even though I was able to do a Sonic before I learned the charge. Once you learn the charge, you no longer need this, I guess was considered a crutch, by holding it up against your thumb here. You can just start here, there, and you can get that momentum without even really needing that starting position there. I just use it for a guideline. I don't actually push off of it anymore. You don't want to be too forceful with it. You're not trying to fling it out of your hands, but also if you're just letting it go, then you're not really going to get enough power to bring it full circle. So just keep practicing. I suggest you start with your middle finger. You can also start up here between your middle finger and your index finger. I suggest those two opposed to your ring and pinky because of flexibility, strength, and general dexterity is always higher in the upper portions because that's what we use most when we point at stuff or whatever. Just keep practicing, and this is a very, very important trick, so don't let this discourage you. If you drop it a ton, then that's normal. Eventually you can start to go faster, and you'll implement like the motion in your wrist. You see how my hand is sort of moving back and forth, almost as if it's like someone standing on like a ship on the sea, like they got sea legs, just go back and forth. That's a really weird analogy, but still, yeah, it's the best I can think of it. It's correct. It is what it is. And eventually, I prefer to do it in my upper joints as opposed to down here because I don't know, I feel like I have greater control. I feel like it's almost just like kissing the tips of my fingers. I'm just giving all this extra description to help. That's what I wanted to hear. So good luck.